Our stories, our voice, our history hasn't always been welcomed. But we learned long ago that if America won't celebrate us, then we will celebrate our own, told our way, on our time. Today we have thousands of Black creators in film. Thousands of books are on the shelves of stores around the world. But it wasn't always as easy. For Lena, for Hattie, for James, for Zora, for Langston, we fought for a place in American history, and we've empowered our own voices, keeping our stories alive. Remember Philando, remember Mike, remember Trayvon, remember Sandra, remember Oscar, remember Brianna. No more will Black voices go unheard. No more will Black stories go unread. We will write our own history and create our own legacies. And each summer in Atlanta, we will gather. We will celebrate. We speak out. Black voices matter. Black stories matter. Black lives matter. Everybody has a story to tell. Make sure that you tell yours. Create your story. Dream out loud. It all starts with a spark. Like this thought or this vision in your head that gives you these ideas and these visions of who you want to be. And I can remember myself sitting in my room, writing in my journal about stories and characters of people I had no idea who they were. And I just knew that that's who I was going to be. I was going to write books. I was going to move to Atlanta, and I was going to become this big-time authoress. And I did that. I got the awards. I got the bestsellers list. I met some phenomenal people, and I've helped other people dream out loud. I think that when it comes down to dreaming, it's more than about just getting it done. It's about having fun and enjoying life while you do it. So y'all dream out loud with me.
Hello and welcome to AIMBC presents From Script to Screen, Creating Your Own Opportunities. My name is Summer Hightower. I will be your moderator tonight. Our first guest is Staxx Cordero. Staxx is a rapper, actress, director, author, writer with over 25 years of experience in the industry. Her memoir, I Am Relentless, available on Amazon, has been compared to the coldest winter ever by Sister Soldier. It has now become a hit movie, available now on Tubi. Everyone welcome Staxx.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you, Summer. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Great. And next we have Simeon Fuller. Simeon is a writer, producer, and co-founder of an independent film studio called Force Society Studios. He has written multiple short films and produced a series called Firehouse Dining. Simeon is an example of creating your own opportunities. Welcome, Simeon.
Hey, thanks for the intro. I appreciate that. I'm super excited to be here. Grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts. Glad you want to hear.
Welcome. Okay, so let's hop right on into the questions. We're here today to talk with Staxx and Simeon about how they create their own opportunities in the media industry. First question, what motivated you to create your own projects rather than waiting for producers and investors? I'll start with you, Staxx.
Okay, so with me being an actress and being a self-starter and also a rapper, I often found myself waiting for projects to be completed. And that's something that if I have no control over it, it can really be nerve-wracking. And so once I saw the vision for the movie, I just made the necessary phone calls that I needed to make. I started my casting, figured out funding, and pretty much went with it.
Okay. What about you, Simeon?
pretty much in the same vein as Staxx. It wasn't on my resume, but I'm also a dancer, professional dancer, and like trying to break into an industry and go into the higher ups. Typically, it's just playing the waiting game. And when I started to started For Society Studios, and like we started to create film, we found it easier to take authority where we could, instead of going after somebody who, or some people who have already like made their claim to fame, you know.
So was there a moment while you were, working on your thing where you just thought, I'm tired of waiting on somebody else. I'm just gonna do it.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, in this industry, you always gotta you always get that feeling of you have this hunger inside of you, and with that hunger comes like the urgency. Like, I gotta do this. It has to be done by this time. Like, things just start to click in your head, whether regardless of anybody else sees it or knows it or like feels what you feel. It's like you got it in you, so you like, I gotta go do this. I can't wait on nobody else.
I feel the
What
same
kind of
way. I feel the same way, and it's something about a project being canned. For people that don't know what that means that the project it's never completed. You did all the work, you showed up, you learned these lines, and for some reason or another, it's never produced. You never see it. It just kind of magically disappears. Yeah. And we don't have time for that.
So what kind of challenges did you face when you decided I'm just gonna try it? Were there immediate issues, or did things go smoothly for you? I'll go to you first, Simeon.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
That's okay. I'll wait.
Okay, go ahead, Simeon.
Oh yeah, yes. Immediate mistakes were definitely made. I mean, I was new to producing film and like creating it, and I believe I studied enough, and I already had friends who did directing and camera work, so I'm like, man, we could do a movie. And then I realized actors, and not getting on actors, but it's hard to wrangle everybody to get what you mean. So it was definitely some immediate mistakes that happened. There's some just miscommunication, a lot of just things you thought you remember but you end up forgetting. It was a lot of that for sure, but it builds you up to become greater.
Okay.
It definitely does. One of my challenges early on was actually contracting COVID. And I had it really bad. Yeah, I had it for 3 weeks instead of the 14 days. It hung out with me for a full 21 days, and it beat me up the entire time. So I didn't have the energy to complete my script. And so what we did was we just shot, a few scenes at a time until I completed the script, because I work best on deadlines. And so I couldn't beat my own deadline because of COVID. Another issue that we faced was location. So there was some inconsistency there. For me, it's an eyesore. For people that really, really study film, they would notice. But I know, that one of the locations wasn't available to me anymore. So we had to create a whole different environment. But we still got it done. And the last thing was my lead actress moved to Miami. So when we need to shoot a few more scenes, I had to fly her up here.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
That's the worst.
So how did you guys like secure your resources, your funding, your actresses, actors, writers, photographers? Which you guys are saying that like, oh, I just picked up and decided to do it, but it's a big endeavor to take on. How did you get all that you needed to do, Simeon?
I had a job, 9 to 5. Put some checks to the side for certain moments, and for a lot of it, it was just so like I said, I created this or I'm a co-founder of For Society Studios, and all what we actually are like 5 friends who love film. And that's just a blessing from God, because if not for that, then things could be very different for me. But all of us had the same mindset of like, we're going to create film, we're going to develop these stories, and they already had the cameras. I had the writing ability, and I took on the producing role. So we just moved along in that regard. When it came to talent, we just asked anybody. I mean, actors love to act, so we just asked, "Hey, you want to be in this? You want to be in this?" So, like for the most part, it was just like asking for favors consistently.
For me, I have a 9 to 5 that supports my dreams. In addition to that, I have my tax return that I chipped off of. We had a susu going, and a GoFundMe, a popcorn fundraiser. So, and then still, you still kind of find yourself short sometimes, and so it's you have to really, really stretch. And you just have this micro budget, and it's like, oh my God, people hear that you're making a film, they think that you got it like that. It's like, no, I'm trying to get there. I'm gonna get there, but we working with this. As far as collaborations, one of the actors that was in one of my first stage plays that I produced, he told me early on that he wanted to become a filmmaker and start producing comedies and stuff like that. And they had been doing it for a while and became award winning. They have an award-winning web series, so they already had the equipment. It looked great, and I said, "Hey, how about we collaborate on this? I want to shoot this as a film," because I had already shot a very short film, maybe about 10 minutes, for my one-woman show that I wanted to include in my one-woman show. And so I said, "How can we do this? How much is this going to cost?" And he worked with me. As far as casting, being an actress is great because I have friends that I can say, "Hey, I see you in this role. What do you think about this?" And so I felt as though the casting was pretty smooth. I already had directors on deck that were working with me with my one-woman show, and I also did some of the directing.
So once you guys have your project done and you're proud of it, you've got all of it done, what did you do with it then? Did you pitch it to studios or to networks, or did you just put it on your YouTube? Simeon, I'll let you go first.
So we went the YouTube route. We wanted to. Our mission is to build our own company to be in the same context as like WB or A24 or Agbo Film. So like our foresight is to build out our own company. So when it comes to pitching, we're building into pitching a lot more. I would say we are doing more proof of concept and short films just to get the reps in, because we want to be incredible. We want to be the best that we can possibly be, to where like it's not so much us pitching, but people coming to us.
Definitely. What about you, Staxx?
Once the film was done, we had a screening out in New Jersey, where I now reside, and I was really scared about it because it was a 200-seater. Then the 200-seater became a 300-seater, and I was really terrified. But since we promoted it and we sold tickets, it sold out. It was well received. I was ecstatic about that. I had a producer that was on board, and he didn't, after seeing the film, although everyone else loved it, it wasn't his cup of tea anymore. So I just had to rethink everything that I was doing, because he would have been the one that would have been doing the pitching for me. However, the person that played the father in my film, he's the head of talent acquisitions at Dame Dash Studios. And so he believed in the project. He loved it. And he's like, "Hey, what do you think about bringing it over to Dame Dash Studios? We have a situation, with Tubi. What's up?" And so I just asked him, I'm like, once that fell through with the producer, the other producer, because I'm the executive producer, but he was assisting. When that fell through with him, I sent a text message, "Hey, is it still a possibility for me to bring my project over to Tubi?" He said, "Yeah." We had a meeting, and within 30 to 60 days, it was on Tubi.
That's
That's amazing.
Thank you. I was happy about it.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, that's a great
You
feat.
you need the link. You let me know.
I'm hitting you up tonight. What do you mean?
This is
Hey,
why
That's what we like to
I'm
hear.
here.
after this, I'm a
Yep, just hit me. I got you.
for
I got
sure.
you. Big shout to A Creative Flow Productions. They filmed. Omar A. Salgado is the talent acquisitions person over at Dame Dash. So yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. You bring up a good point about, as we write, oftentimes. Well, let me ask you this:
Okay.
when you write or when you're considering a project, where do you tend to get your inspiration, or how do you get inspired? And do you take into consideration an audience, or do you just feel like the audience will come? Simeon?
For me, I would say, I mean, you always gonna have some form of audience in your mind. I mean, everything should like you should. I don't think you should create as an island. Like, oh, I just like this, so I'm gonna do it. I think that's a little weird to because you want other people to see it. So, I think it's like our own perspective is the key. If anybody does, that's fine, But I think it benefits us to consider like the thoughts and processes of other people because it opens us up to like when we're writing and creating, it opens us up to inspiration. Like how would somebody disabled like view this? How would somebody from I'm from Cleveland. How would somebody from California like view this, or like Compton view this? It's just trying to gauge different perspectives. I think yeah, a lot of times I get inspiration from the perspective of other people.
Okay. For me, regarding the film that I'm talking about right now is I Am Relentless. In writing the memoir and with it being so well received, there were a lot of people that it spoke to them in a different way because I speak on domestic violence. I speak on date rape. I speak on being relentless as an artist. I speak on becoming a single parent. I speak on just really struggling as an artist with a vision, trying to make it happen. And so, it can be a bit much, but in all of that, if one section didn't apply to you, another part did. And so in that, I no longer I wanted to shoot it as a film, but I didn't want it to just be me. I said, let me give the opportunity to other people.
Yeah.
In giving the opportunity to other people, it really broadened my perspective. Like, oh, okay, I can do this and I can do that. So I just started taking different sections from the book that seemed to really stand out to my audience. And that's how I knew who it would appeal to.
That's good.
Good. Yeah. There was a person who wrote a book, and I don't want to be too specific. And it was going around that in order to sell it, she had to change the ethnicity of the people from black to white in order to sell it. Well, it's been this kind of question in the industry of where do you compromise your vision, in order to make it commercial? Because there's this idea that black doesn't necessarily sell, or minority doesn't necessarily sell, or just all these other tropes. So I wonder, do you take any of that into consideration? Is that something you feel is a fair compromise? Is that something you think you would do, or do you feel like maybe standing your ground is a little more important? I'll send that one to you too, Simeon. I know I'm asking you all the questions first.
No, you good. You good. You good. You good. I'll take it. So as far as like compromising, I think it depends on the timing of like where we are in the world, right? I think today I don't think compromising will be like a thing at this current moment. Probably I'd say, yeah, definitely before 2020. Definitely before 2020, people be like, oh, that might not sell, that might not. But I feel like in today's climate of how things are going and how people see things and how people like love inclusivity, the a lot of people's goal is to like, oh yeah, bring a black character in, bring a black. They're a lot more like bring these characters in. As far as race goes, as far as compromising, I'm not a big fan of of changing the plan. Like if it's something like detrimental, like if I had a black character, like from Cleveland, Ohio, yada yada yada. And I pitched it to a studio, or whatever, and they said, "Oh, can you make them white?" I'm like, "Why would I do that? What would be the bit? Does him white push the story forward? No, because the story isn't based on a person's race. The story is based on like the character as a whole. And when people start to dissect, oh, this character is black, so he has to act like this. That's when I start like getting a little, I can't do this. Like I wouldn't want to compromise that because I feel like it's just, yeah, you're just tearing up the art.
Right. And catering to stereotypes that aren't even necessarily true.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's not too sad.
I actually had a play in a festival, and the person running the festival loved the play, but he asked me, he said, why are there no white characters in this play?
Mm-hmm.
He said, why can't you put any white characters in there? Now I have, white friends that I went to school with, right? I don't necessarily look at them, oh, this is my white friend. Like, no, that's when you're writing something, that's not the way it goes. If there's, if somebody comes in to an audition and they kill it, it's like, wow, okay, cool. This is then this is what I need, right? But at that time, for that particular story, the casting I kept kind of like close to home. But I'm open, we're writers, so we can always create something different. I can always collaborate with you on something different, but right now this is my vision.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I would handle that, and he's seen my work a few times and he was impressed. But again, his main thing is like, why don't you have any white characters? And I just didn't have any white actors in my direct pool. So I guess, maybe, down the line and in the future, it'll be open. It won't specifically, there'll be a role that's open. It doesn't necessarily have to be, black, but, we're creating roles for ourselves, so we're not on the platforms yet. Well, now, now I have a movie on a platform that everyone made fun of, but now it's like, oh, how can I get my movie on there? Like, oh yeah, now it's not, now it's not that anymore. Now you're like, how can I be down? Cool.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with or each one teach one, reach one. Like I have no problem with that, with sharing the wealth, so to speak. But yeah, collaborating and compromising, if we're compromising for the right reasons, if you're funding the project, hey, I can write somebody in. How about that? What do you have to add on to this project? And how do you see that being beneficial to this project? I'm going to ask the same question.
And I think that's kind of what the conversation was. It was basically saying that, if you wanted to make money, you needed to make it white, and that made it more relatable to a larger audience than black, and so that's where I said, there's the compromise, and then is it completely changing your vision, and is your vision for sale? It brings up a lot of issues. I agree. We, as a writer, you can adapt, but do you want to adapt? I think sometimes it's the question.
If I could, go ahead, Staxx.
Not if it's going to completely change my vision.
Yeah.
Not if it's going to completely change my vision. The same thing with music, you know, being in being a hip hop artist, everyone else has their vision for how they see me. If that's not how I see myself, then I have to stay indie. And no disrespect to anybody else, but if that's not the vision that I have for myself, I have daughters. I have to, you know, I have family. I have nephews. I have people that look up to me. So if I don't envision myself the way that I see the climate today, then, you know, I can't, then that's not for me. In film, no, I'm not going to do that. And I think that, you know, you can't be for sale.
Yeah.
If this is not for you, then cool. It's not for you. The same way, you know, like with the producer, and we're still cool, by the way. But when he told me, you know, I can't do it because of A, B, C, D, and I'm just, you know, I'm tough. I've been through a lot, you know, like in acting and in everything, just in entertainment, there's a lot of no's before you get to a yes. So his no was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like I've heard no before. I've heard this isn't gonna work before. Oh, okay, cool. Whether it's personal or it's business, I've heard no before. You've been shot down before. So your no is gonna be someone else's yes, and it was, you know. So I didn't have to compromise with anything or like can my film just because you don't like it. It wasn't for you. It's for somebody else.
No, I
What about
completely
you?
agree. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think it's like I said before. Perhaps in the past, it could have been more, you know, beneficial to compromise like the main character to fit a certain demographic. But given today's climate, I believe we have more. I believe the people have more of a voice than big time corporations do. Like you get Twitter behind you. If you blow the whistle, say, "Oh yeah, they tried to make me compromise," Twitter gonna go stupid. Like, yeah. No, they can't do nothing with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we have the voice, if we have the people already on our side because we're independent, we're doing it ourselves, we're trying to build it up, then I don't feel like it's a reason to really fold for anybody. And you know, guy got your back, you gonna be straight.
And that's what I wanted to also talk about. I know faith has been a big thing for both of you. How does that affect how you move in your business, in your industry, in your decisions? This time I'll start with you, Staxx.
Okay. To me, I feel like faith is everything. You definitely have to have a relationship with God. And prayer will get you through. Prayer got me through a lot of those humble times. Even now, you know, humble times, humble times, humble pie. You know, you pray and you receive answers, and you ask, you know, God, if this is for me, show me. You know, short story. As a hip hop artist, there was a time where I was really kind of like, I don't know whether or not this is for me. God, if this is for me, show me. And I used to always go and do kind of like voiceovers or little characters and add on to this guy's song. I would feature on his songs for his mixtape. You never know who you're around. You never know who's linked to who. So after I said that short prayer, I went, took a shower. My daughter calls me. She's like, "Mommy, he called you." And I'm like, "No, he didn't," because it was like 10 o'clock. And so we would always plan and schedule when I would go into the studio and record. Well, he did call. I looked at the caller ID. He did call me. I called him back like, "Hey, what's up?" Because it was after 10 o'clock. And lo and behold, Trey Songz was in town and he needed somebody's voice on a record. Just that fast, just that little tiny prayer that I put out there. I went down there. You know, I didn't really have a lot of money. It was like, "Oh, we'll take care of your transportation, but can you come now?" And I got down there and I went, and I was like, that was fast. That was fast. You know, so pray until something happens and trust it.
I like that.
Trust
Yeah.
Trust it.
And you
Yeah.
know, it's easier said than done. We'll put that out there.
Listen, we all have our backs against the wall in different ways, right? Whether when you get writer's block, right? That's one. Whether it's financial, that might be two. And then if you don't have a crew, and if you can't get your scheduling together, or whatever it might be that might be hindering you from completing your project, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to find something to kind of regroup, whether that's taking a walk, whether you need a weekend by yourself, whether you need to go sit by the waterside, if you just need to listen to some jazz, go to church, lay it on an altar, whatever it is that you have to do for yourself to just kind of regroup, you need to do that. And it's not going to be boom, just like that. But for that reason, it was. And I'm gonna tell you something else. When I was in I was married before, and it didn't work out. And I swear, I prayed on it. I was like, God, if this is not for me, please remove me from this situation. The next morning, my ex-husband was like, it's over. I was like, I'm telling you. Now, I need to say to God, where's the $1 million? That's the prayer I need. So I might do that tonight. I might do that tonight. But what I will say that those things are true. I have no reason to get on there and tell you anything else. So yeah, prayer is definitely important. It'll definitely keep you together. And make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people that are going to pour into you. Don't be around the naysayers. Everybody is not going to believe in your dream. If I listened to that person, then maybe I would have been like, oh my God, I would have folded and kind of been rethinking the situation and overthinking, rethinking. And then we wouldn't be having this conversation today. Right. Mm-hmm. First of all, you have to believe in yourself. That's one. And then you have to surround yourself with realists, people that are like, okay, cool. I can understand what he's saying about this. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So if you said it that way, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's really how you say it, because then how you receive it is totally different.
That's a fact.
Absolutely. And intention matters a lot too. You can tell when someone means well and they're trying to help you versus someone who's just trying to tear you down.
Because they don't know where your strength comes from. It's like you intentionally trying to break me and it's not happening. And it's like, sometimes you can be impenetrable when it comes to your vision. You have to have that armor on. And so that's what I mean about prayer. I'm not saying that, with every situation, because, there's been some situations where I've been waiting check to check, like, God, I asked you just for a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? Just for a couple dollars. And that couple dollars... that couple dollars ain't come through yet. But when it does come through, or who it comes from, you like, oh, okay. And so when you are forced to sit down, get creative. Get creative. Start writing something. Put your feelings on paper, or put your feelings in a script.
Simeon?
Yeah. God is everything. The Lord Jesus Christ is my whole life. You feel me? Like earlier, the first question you asked about like where inspiration comes from, I didn't say it, but like I get all my inspiration from the Bible, from God. Being able to really like dive into scripture and then like put that into film, or like see God in film. I always think like God is talking to me through movies or like really cartoons. I'll be like, dang, the Lord said, I was like, what you doing on Adventure Time, Jesus? No, but I feel like oftentimes through that medium, through film and television, I've like connected with the Lord at some form of fashion, and I always seen like people pull. That's the craziest part. Like, it's not one show that I've ever seen or one movie that I've ever seen where I haven't like seen, oh, they like talking about this story in the Bible or that story in the Bible or this story in the Bible. Like, they always pull because like he is the greatest of all inspiration. He's the foundation. I always say that he's the creator of imagination. Like, people, I don't think people like, we're literally just the thought of God. Like, we are his imagination, like running wild. You feel me? Like, it's really, that's what we are. And when I see it like that, I take that into consideration when I'm writing. I just did a short film called Grim, where basically a this man who's at the end of his rope, he finds himself in the church and he's praying and he's basically asking God like, kill me. He don't say exactly that, but it's like I'm tired of this life, Lord. I'm ready to go. Like, take me out of here. And somebody else comes into the church and appears into the church, and it's Death. And Death basically like gives him the game on like, boy, you don't really know what this life has in store for you. But Death's like perspective is like he is in love with Jesus. Like he is a believer because Jesus, snatched the keys from death and changed the story of what death can actually mean. And so Death is like super grateful to Jesus and he's trying to share that with this man. It's really dope. But yeah, God is so good. And I would be nowhere. I wouldn't be here. I'll tell you, I definitely wouldn't be like talking to y'all right now. Cause I don't know when you hit me up or contacted me, but I was praying like the day before, like specifically about just like being in the industry, like growing and being better and just like really being vulnerable with God. And then what happened, Staxx? The next morning,
Hey, come on now.
Got a message. I was like,
See?
what'd you say?
See?
You don't want me to point you to somebody? You want me? I'm like at the beginning when I said I'm super grateful, I truly mean that. I'm super grateful. All glory to God, though.
And now you're connected to someone who's passing you on the Tubi.
That's right.
Boom!
Yep.
Appreciate you, Staxx. No, for real.
No, that's awesome. But honestly, that's what it's all about. And, we're with AMBC. It's really about promoting Black media, getting us together and supporting each other in an industry that's tough for us, and you really can't be a gatekeeper. You really can't be that person that gets it and pushes everyone out the door. We get further as a group, and that's really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. So we talked about how you guys just decided I'm doing my own thing, right? So say you're talking to someone who's just kind of entering their creativity and they're like, I'm writing and I'm entering these contests and I'm thinking about self-publishing, but I'm not really sure what to do. What advice would you give them to maybe step out and do their own thing? What could you tell them to do? Staxx, I'll let you go first.
You let me go first? Okay. All right. So I would tell them that there is nothing more liberating than having your book in your hand. Again, for me, it's all about completion. As an artist, I never had a full project, and that always annoyed me. And then when I did, it was just like a mixtape, and like with hip hop, it was just a lot of things, but just never a full, complete project. So for me, deadlines and completion is super important, especially if I am in charge of it. I would let them know that putting the period on the last sentence of that book, after you looked at it, after you've prayed on it, upload it. Well, make sure it's edited. That part. Make sure that it's edited. Have a couple people, read it that you trust, whose opinions that you trust, and put it out there. I challenged myself. There was a 21-day challenge of it was called the Show Up and Shine Challenge. And on the 7th day, I said, tonight I'm going to put a period on the last sentence for this book. And by the end of this challenge, I'm going to have my book in my hand. And at the end of the challenge, before the end of the challenge, other people have my book. Because I don't know why Amazon takes a long time to send it to the writer. I'm like, it's my book. But anyway, nothing beats being able to have your book in your hand. Nothing. And when I got it, I put it in the bed right next to me like a baby. I swear, because that was my newborn baby, and it's still my baby. I changed the cover now, but like, yeah, it's still my baby. And for people to love on your work hits different. And writing and becoming a first-time author, and to have people really love what they read, even though it's my personal story, I was absolutely terrified. I cried about it several times, and I prayed on it. And I'm like, God, if I'm supposed to release this book, let me know. And I just felt calm about it the next day. So to me, that was the answer. I felt calm about it. The anxiety wasn't there. The fear wasn't there. And I said, okay, to me, that's a green light. And I put it out there, all of the ugly, all of the happy, and it relates to so many people. They read it and they were reading it overnight, calling me, I was mad at you. I was happy for you. Girl, I threw the book across the room. First time author, do it. Do it. Do it, but don't rush to do it. Don't rush to do it, but do it. Write your notes,
Absolutely.
write your outline, be intentional, envision what you want your cover to look like. The same way that you kind of plan a party or you plan an outfit, plan your book. Think about your book signing. Think about all of these things. Envision all of these things for yourself. And think about how amazing that's going to be for you.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's good. I don't have a book.
Write one.
I ain't got nothing to say. No.
You too.
No, I don't have a book. But as far as like writing the script and like creating a film, man, I would say, yeah. I mean, what Staxx just said, like, do it. Like, take the time. Like, I would suggest watching more movies and like really studying whatever genre you want to do. Like, really getting into like I feel like you should, if you're just starting out, you should look at like the films that you enjoy and then look who wrote them, and then like just try to follow that type of work. Having the ability to like, one of my favorite writer directors is Jordan Peele, because that man is man.
I love him. I love Key and Peele. I'm
Key
sorry.
and Peele is hilarious. No, Key and Peele is hilarious. Jordan Peele and Keegan and Michael Key are like insanely good writers.
They are amazing.
Like, they're funny, but like they wrote those joints, and Key and Peele was like shot really well. Like, people don't talk about it. It was shot like cinematically, it was top tier, right? So yeah, Jordan or Keegan Michael, no, Jordan Peele, I'm tripping. Jordan Peele is one of my favorite writers. Spike Lee is one of my favorite writer directors. Like, I follow these people's work, and like I'm able to see, oftentimes I'm able to see myself in them. Zack Snyder is one of my favorite directors and writers. It's just like their mind works so differently. And like when you have the ability to look, because of the technology we have, we can see what they've done. And it's not, I don't want to say you want to mimic them, but imitate possibly the writing style of them. If you enjoy their movies enough, it resonates with you, I feel like you should be able to, like, man, I could write something like this. Let me try this. And you start off with skits or short films, and then you build yourself up. Me and my homies always talk about putting reps in. Gotta get those reps. Gotta get those reps. Let's do a short film tonight. My wife be sorry at me, but
that's cool.
I really, like, let's shoot something tonight. Let's get something done today. Let's do something in 2 days. We can make it happen. Like, we real run and gun, but like we've made some of our best stuff. Like when we just got like super excited and wrote something real quick. We're like, man, let's do it. Like, the passion behind what you do often pushes you into that next level.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm excited about a project that I want to put together. This is the 10th year of a stage play that I have, and I really want it to be a film. I really want it to be a film. Yeah, but I just kind of want to have a formula. Because I like the idea of book, stage play, film, and soundtrack.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't
Ooh,
really
on
have
your
to
own
find,
soundtrack?
I mean that, and I mean I know a lot of people. I know a lot of artists. So
Okay.
being an artist, I have a lot of people at my disposal. Being an actor, I have a lot of people at my disposal. Having, collaborated with a lot of different writers, directors, producers, you grow your network.
Yeah.
Networking is key. For anybody that's watching, networking is key. And yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much all.
networking, I would say, yeah, networking is key.
Hmm.
Networking and being quiet in the room is definitely definitely a major, like, I don't think people like acknowledge this enough. I mean, it's dope. Like, I'm a talker. Like, I can engage with anybody, I can talk to anybody, like joke with anybody you see. But like being able to discern when you step into a room, understanding when it's time to talk, when it's time to be quiet, just so you have that rapport with people, because certain people know that they're at a certain level, and if they see you, they can probably see that you're trying to get to this level. So uh the people got to finesse their network, people
You
got to
have to.
finesse, you got to finesse the network
You
for
have to.
sure.
And in the room, you'll find your people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like,
You'll
y'all trying to do it, y'all trying to get big too, come
right.
on.
You'll
Come
you'll
on, let's
find
go.
your people.
No, for real.
I tell my friends all the time, I try to have something or wear something, some piece that's gonna be, oh yeah, I like that. Once you like it, boom, we have a conversation.
Exactly.
So like I might
Exactly.
be like, hey Simeon, I like your shirt. What does that say? Or what is that? And then you'll start talking about what the shirt is. Oh, okay, cool. So what do you do? And there it is.
Easy.
Or it
Easy.
might be you might be, matching your sneakers with your shirt. Whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you, when you step out, people already know.
Exactly.
They already know what it is. They're like, oh, okay, I like how you put together. What do you have going on? Where can I find your work?
Yep.
Once you have that, you pretty much.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, you definitely got to build on that. You definitely got to build on those small moments. It's these small moments. Like, it was this quote, I think, from what is it? This Let's Buy a Zoo. My friend, I never seen the movie, but this quote stayed with me. Basically, he said, all you need is, I think, 10 seconds of bravery to change your life. 10 seconds of courage to change your life. So, like, that conversation, because we all get nervous regardless of where you are, who you are. Like, we always feel that, like, little tension, but 10 seconds of courage can get you on the other side of whatever situation you living in right now, or whatever moment you're in. It can get you to the next, to propel you to greatness.
I like that idea. And it's, yeah, that, and also, a mindset, because you have to know that whatever situation you're in
Yeah.
is not forever. It's not forever, whether it's good or it's bad. It's not forever. Cherish the moment.
Yeah.
Build on that moment and see how you can continue, to flourish.
Yeah.
Because of these moments.
I would ask, I don't know where Summer went, but I'm gonna ask you this question. How do you build a resilient mindset? Would you say?
Ooh. A lot of no's. A lot of no's, and not so much no, you can't do it. But again, having the odds stacked against you.
Yeah.
Wanting more for yourself.
Yeah.
I see more for myself. When I had my first apartment, I kept it very clean and everything, but I knew in my heart, I'm like, I'm not going to always live here. And I did not want to like make it as fly as possible. I was comfortable, but I was like, this is not me. I know that there's more for me.
For sure.
Right. Even when I got married, I knew, I was like, I knew in my heart that I was not going to be there
forever.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't get too comfortable. My mom's house, you get displaced. Wherever I am, I'm like, this is not the end all be all of me. I know that there's more to me. You have to know that there's more to you, you know. And I had this book and my one woman show, I faced a very hard situation. Short story short, I went to a friend's birthday party. I saw I saw someone there. I'm not gonna just put it out there, but I saw someone there that played a very key role in my life. And they were there just chilling and like everything is everything. And I didn't have any money. I didn't eat anything. I didn't drink anything. I didn't have anything. And I even said that. I'm like, you know, there's no money, there's no this, there's no that, right?
Hey y'all, so Summer got kicked out. So
is she coming back?
Here. Let me see. Okay, so she's trying to get back in.
Okay.
So we got a lot of comments. So let's jump into some of the comments and see. Well, not a lot, we got some. Let me see. So, and if for anybody that is listening, if you have questions, if you need advice, throw them in the comment section. If you're on YouTube, if you are on Facebook, we should be able to see your comments. I know some of you are watching on Instagram Live, so I'm not really sure if we're able to see your comments, but you can try. But thank you, Kevin, for your message. I'm glad that you are being inspired by this conversation tonight. And hopefully you get you use some of this conversation to keep yourself motivated and pushing forward, and come to Black Writers Weekend to seek some opportunities and some new connections. So thank you, Kevin. And then earlier we had already acknowledged it. Aisha and Dreamy Arthur said hello. Say hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up?
And so I'm sorry I can't show myself. I wasn't planning on jumping into the frame, but for those who do not know me, I am Tamika Jameson, formerly known as Newhouse, and I am the creator of AAMBC as well as Black Writers Weekend. I have been listening to y'all conversation until I had to jump into a meeting for Black Writers Weekend. And I want to just say that I am proud of you two. I don't know you two, but Summer told me a little bit about y'all. Proud of you staying consistent. Consistency is always the key when it comes to success, because you're only as good as you were yesterday, I like to say. So you continue to move forward and seek out new opportunities and challenge yourself. There's always room for growth, and for you to climb higher than what you expect. And also, too, we have this idea of what we want to achieve in life, but often our visions are sometimes pretty small, and it's not even in our control. So I did enjoy listening to y'all conversations, and I'm super proud of y'all. And hopefully y'all can join us at Black Writers Weekend. If not this year, then y'all need to come on out next year. It's always the first weekend in August.
Okay. It's okay. It's always the first weekend in August?
Yep. It's always the first weekend in August. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That sounds good. I wanna come. My wife, we about to have our third kid, and
congratulations.
She's like 7 months right now.
Oh, so. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
Person ideas and people.
Yeah. I don't know she'll swing me just, popping out to Atlanta.
Well, I mean, you never know. Never know.
I'm gonna ask. That'll be tight.
Well, you know what? I don't think we're going to be able to get Summer to jump back in with us. So I do want to take the time for people to learn more about your projects, what they can currently go and see and get, and then where they can be able to find you guys online.
Okay.
Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. Just to end my thought with what Simeon asked me about being relentless. After that situation that night, I had a dream. Will Smith was in a dream. He said, I'm going to work with you because you are relentless. And that's what I named the book. I Am Relentless. That's the name of the book. That's the name of the movie. The book is on Amazon. The movie is on Tubi. You can follow me at Staxx Cordero. I'm mainly on IG, but I'm also on Facebook.
Awesome. As for where you can find me, at native_sim. But you don't even gotta you can follow me, but I really would love for you guys to go to 4Society Studios or 4S Studios on IG and on Facebook. Go to 4societystudios.com. Go to our YouTube at 4Society Studios. We have quite a few short films out now. We're going to be releasing some more this year, and hopefully you'll see us on Tubi soon, and then Amazon and all all the platforms. Big screening, you feel me? Big screen.
Oh yeah, we're gonna speak that Tubi into existence. I heard y'all talking like, okay, connections.
That's right. It's all about networking. I put my number right there in the chat. Write it down.
Got you.
I thank y'all so very much. I want to continue to encourage y'all to be blessed, keep creating, and hopefully we will have you guys back on here again soon so y'all can catch us up on all things beautiful that's going on in your life. And congratulations on your new baby coming into the world. You are extending your legacy. Super excited for you.
Appreciate it.
And thank y'all so very much. Be blessed and keep creating.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
I mean, literature is the DNA of a culture. When you want to know what happened during an era, you look to the word, whether that word is a book or a song.
Talk to me, so you can see what's going on,
Or a film or a poem.
You saying it just want to be loved like it say in the Bible?
Yeah, silly. Everything want to be loved.
You look to the word. I mean, we still look into the word of books that are millennial old, that are thousands and thousands of years old. And so it's like, it's a time capsule.